Greetings and salutations.
Greetings and salutations
How
to
are
you.
you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me again.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm
You
great.
know, I can't wait to talk about food for some reason. I am
Well,
a little bit famished.
Yeah.
But what comes to mind when you think about food? What is?
I mean, food is where the heart is, right? Food is like for all different occasions.
But like when you're hungover.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Well, when you're throwing something like that out, it's like a kebab, an Aussie kebab, which you guys do not do them here the way that they're done at home. Like, you know, like I think they call them like they have like their wraps here, but essentially what it is like doner meat and like lettuce and tomatoes and onions and barbecue sauce, bit of garlic sauce, tabbouleh, hummus, and you wrap it all up and you toast it, and it is the best hangover food I think I've ever had. So
Now, would you have this if you spent the night at the King's Cross?
Oh yeah, you even have the late night kebab at King's Cross, you know, which is when it's like you just walked out of the club. Oh my goodness, this is showing my youth. But yeah, you walk out. Yeah, this is the memory. This is the memory we were talking about, right? So it's the best thing ever.
Oh, I got great memories of that too. Yes, yes.
That sort of late night food thing, you know. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what food is, right? It's like this, it's like the heart and soul of different types of memories at different like points in your life that come in, you know. What about you? I'm curious, New York, because like that's like the hub, right, for late night food and diners and those kinds of things.
For me, I think about Sugar Hill,
Sugar
Harlem,
Hill?
which is where I grew up.
Yeah.
145th Street between St. Nicholas and Edgecombe Avenue.
Right.
My father had a fish store.
Oh, cool.
And you could go into the fish store and pick your fish. You go down the stairs and there would be all this fish lined up. And not only could you take the fish home, but he would prepare them for you. And I learned how to scale fish there. Little me, standing next to my big father, as he was showing me how to do this, and next to that was a fry for French fries.
Wow.
And you do French fries and fish at the same time. And I can remember sitting on a bench with my feet dangling off this wooden bench, eating French fries with this ketchup, and that's the memories.
I love that nostalgia, especially like thinking about, you know, as you were talking about that, I think about like my grandparents' house when I was growing up, and they would have this jar of like violet crumbles, which is this like chocolate with inside is like honeycomb. And I would literally wait to get to my grandparents so I could get this like violet crumble. And I mean, I don't eat them now, but when I think about it, like that's just such a memory.
Real quick, guys.
Yeah.
We actually have something for you here.
We do have
I
a
would-
surprise.
Stop.
We love surprises. Get out of here. Oh my God. Look at that. Let me move this out of the way.
I have to put this here.
Yes, look at this. Here we go. Voila. Is that not beautiful?
Wow.
So what we got, Jess?
So like, well, there's definitely some iconic Aussie stuff, and then stuff.
Okay.
You know, I must be like a thing that I've never heard of. But here we've got This is what I was just talking about. Violet crumbles. You're gonna have to try some.
I will.
This.
I'm good to go.
No, I'm gonna open this up for you right now. We can't just talk about my childhood without you understanding how this is. All right, you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. This is gonna change your life.
Oh wow.
Have
It's
a little,
chocolate covered.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you had this when you were a kid?
I
This
did.
from Far back as you can remember.
Oh my God. This was literally one. And then, okay. So this.
Don't tell me you had that in
Of course
Australia.
I had Fanta.
That's
I love
Texas
Fanta.
for me. Stop it.
I have not had Fanta. I don't think I've had it in forever
Tell
because
me
I don't drink.
what grade school?
So primary school is what we call it in
Right.
Australia. And yeah, I used to go to the canteen at lunch and I'd order myself a sausage roll. Jeez, like now I didn't even think about this. Now I could have brought out sausage rolls and meat pies. My gosh. But that and a Fanta, and it was just like seventh heaven.
These are the memories. Now, will this be chilled or will it be warm?
Oh no, you'd have to have it ice cold. You have to have a Fanta ice cold.
What?
Like it is.
This reminds me of my
amazing.
grandfather's store.
Really?
John Lowe's Country Store in Texas. When I was a kid, 5th Ward, I would go with my grandfather to the wholesale house, and I would ride on a little cart as he packed supplies on top, and I had to have a Fanta.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when you had the bottle, you put it under a thing and
you cracked it. Like, yes, yeah.
And cookie bins and things like, where are they? The violet crumbles. There was something else we had. I don't remember what the name of them were. But oh my gosh, yes.
It's
Fanta.
amazing.
Finish, please.
Now this,
what else you got?
like I said, this, I don't know how you guys managed to do this, but this, it was like
magic.
It is.
It
is.
You guys.
You would pour this on ice cream and it goes like hard. It's almost like the top of the chocolate there. So it literally, so you like literally put it on and then all of a sudden it hardens. So it's like, yeah, it does. That's why it's ice magic, because it becomes like hard chocolate.
And it's magic.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And
come on.
But this, Cotties, like this brand right now, Cotties, if you're listening, is like just iconic. What else we got in here? Wheat Bix.
Wheat Bix.
I love Wheat Bix.
And is that the breakfast like wheat thins, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You like literally like put them into a bowl and like, have it with like milk, and you can do different things on it. Like I know like you can have it with like sometimes like bananas and something like that. This is also super proud of this. This is another like really iconic Australian like brand, Sanitarium, and they make a lot of different cereals and stuff like that in Australia. So it's definitely like an Aussie staple.
And the first time I had these was on Enmore Road in a hostel that I stayed in for maybe 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
Yes, I love these.
Yes.
Amazing. The memories of food.
The memories
What else you got in here?
All right. So this I've actually never had.
Oh, that's New York. Nueva York. Baya. Oh.
So, well, you have to tell me, what is this? You have to tell me about this.
This is a Yoo-hoo.
It's a Yoo-hoo.
This reminds me of my father as well. He took me to my first baseball game. It was a Met game, and I had one of those bobbling heads.
Oh, yeah.
A bobbling head in one hand and a chocolate Yoo-hoo in another.
Oh.
Have you not tasted one of those?
I have never tasted one of that. Really? Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to.
No, you turn it up because there's a little bit of settle in the bottom.
All right. So let me give it a shake.
You gotta have a sip of that.
This is like a move in Australia. The chocolate move. Yeah. All right.
That is so New York right there.
Oh, yum.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah.
Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo!
Wow. There must have been like a theme song that goes with that or something.
Another name for action is Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo chocolate action drink.
Yeah.
What else you got in here, Jess?
Well, this is like, I guess we've got that red licorice still, and then that looks like this. This is it.
And but this is what we think about you. There we go.
I mean, this is very significant. It was like honestly one of those things that I didn't think I missed until I started.
And that's the crew's doing. Aren't they wonderful? Thank you, Shayna. Thank you, Robbie.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
I mean, and this just opens like so much up for me. So thank you guys.
Memories. See, what did that do for you?
Yeah.
Just to be given something so simple,
As we talk about it, family legacy recipe, which is corned beef in white sauce, which is like, I guess, an English dish, corned beef. Yeah, so it's like.
Would the white sauce be a gravy?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, kind of like it. So it's like but it tastes more like almost like a cheese sauce, or the texture's like a cheese sauce, So you have it and you cook like cabbage and onions and carrots and things like that in a pot of water with the beef, and it becomes like a broth, and then you take the beef out and cut it, and it's kind of this very different texture of beef.
No, would this be for a gathering or a special occasion?
a Sunday dinner or a Sunday lunch. And my grandmother used to make it, and then my mom used to make it for me, and it's still the dish that when I see her, I'm always like, oh, can we have corned beef and white sauce, because it's just like this iconic dish that just represents so much history and culture of my family. So what about you, like family recipes? Like I mean, that's me and Violet Crumbles, but what about your grandmother? What did your grandmother used to make?
My grandmother's, back in the day, everything was made from scratch. Very few people, I should say, do that now, but my grandmother made everything for Christmas. All the Christmas gifts were things that she made. Be it a quilt, blanket, she crocheted, she knitted, she made ice cream. I would sit with her everything was made from scratch. She made a fruit cake that had every bit of fruit that came from the property, the pears, the peaches, the plums, strawberries, 3 or 4 different kinds of grapes.
Wow.
This fruit cake had things in it that I thought were alien. Who would eat such a thing, including
What? Yeah, tell me.
orange peels?
Orange peels.
Who ate orange peels? But no one ate this cake. In fact, years later, after I went back to New York, in high school, I found one of these things in the bottom of my mom's closet.
Stop.
My brother and I used it as a football. We kicked it up and down the hallway, and it was hard as a brick. But Grandma never knew that we didn't eat her fruitcake.
Well, yeah, I mean, tapping into that, we can tap in, it's like where you come from, right? And how you grew up and what makes you you, which is amazing. I know. I can't believe how significant these types of things are when you think about like foods and yeah, I mean, that is just the
memories of that, just foods, be it Texas, New York, or Baltimore. I have so many memories of those times and what food meant and the difference in the foods. New York is a different dining experience compared to Texas.
I mean, I know we're talking about a lot of Aussie foods, but I felt the same when I would go back to Australia sometimes from LA. I would miss certain foods and things like that I would absolutely crave.
Give me another example.
So when I first moved here, there was a smoothie place, a health food smoothie place called Body Factory, which I don't think they're no longer called Body Factory, but they're called Body Fuel, and they're still here. And they had this powder called the Hulk powder, and it was green protein powder. And for some reason, I got absolutely hooked, and I would literally buy the powder and go home to Australia and take it in my suitcase so I could go home and make it. The other food that I craved, which was a really significant part of when I first moved to LA when I was 20 years ago, I met a group of my best friends at a place that does shabu shabu, which is like a Japanese, it's kind of like a Korean hot pot, but it's Japanese. And instead you kind of cook your own meats and vegetables on like
Mongolian barbecue.
Yeah, I guess, but but Japanese, but just like Japanese, and addicted to it. Absolutely addicted to it. I would eat it when I was living here almost for dinner, almost every night. It was just like the best.
Your food is more than just the food itself. It's the memory that comes with that food.
Yeah,
and I have so many of them in Harlem or in Baltimore or in Texas or just wherever it was that I was. They run with me still to this day.
Yeah, it's the conversations, it's the heart, it's the laughter, it's everything. So, and thank you for everyone for bringing this back to me. It's amazing, amazing.
And it helps the conversation.
It really did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that? How about that?